You walk into a restaurant. The food smells amazing. You sit down, and then the waiter starts walking toward your table.
Your heart beats faster. You start thinking, what should I say? Will I understand the menu? What if I make a mistake?
Maybe you've been there before. You want to enjoy the moment, but instead, you feel nervous.
And sometimes, that nervous feeling means you don't ask questions, and you order something you didn't really want.
Today, we're here to help you change that.
In this episode, we'll give you a simple system to help you feel calm and confident in English when you go to a restaurant.
We'll practice real conversations, show you how to sound polite, and teach you clear phrases you can use right away.
By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident walking into a restaurant in London, New York, or Sydney.
Learn, Speak, English, the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learn, Speak English. I'm Ryan, your American English coach.
And I'm Thomas, your British English teacher. Hello, everyone. It is wonderful to have you with us today.
Thomas, I have a question for you. Have you ever walked into a restaurant, smelled that amazing food, sat down, and then suddenly felt your heart beat faster just because the waiter was walking toward your table?
Oh, absolutely. Even native speakers get nervous sometimes. But for our students, that moment can be terrifying. You worry about your accent, you worry about not understanding the menu, or, worst of all, ordering something you didn't actually want because you were too afraid to ask questions.
Exactly. That is the problem we are solving today. We know that feeling of anxiety keeps you from enjoying your life and your travel experiences.
So, today we are not just teaching you words. We are giving you a complete system.
We're going to break down real conversations, look at the psychology of being polite, and give you the specific phrases that make you sound like a local.
So, Ryan, last Friday you went to that new Italian place, didn't you?
I did. It was amazing. But before we get to food, let's start where the anxiety usually begins. The phone call. Many people avoid calling because they can't use body language to help them understand. But making a reservation is actually a script. If you know the lines, you win the game.
Precisely. Let's listen to a model conversation of how a reservation should sound. Listen closely to the tone and the specific words used. Hello, Bella Italia restaurant. How can I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to make a reservation for this Saturday, please.
Certainly. What time were you thinking?
Do you have anything available around 7 p.m.?
Let me check. We are fully booked at 7 o'clock, but I have a table at 7:30. Would that work for you?
7:30 is perfect.
Wonderful. And for how many people?
Just 2 people.
Great. Can I have your name, please?
It's Ryan. R-Y-A-N.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll see you on Saturday at 7:30.
Okay, let's pause there. Did you hear how I started? I didn't just say, I want a table.
No, you used the phrase, I'd like to make a reservation. Or, if you want to be very British and polite, you might say, could we have a table for 3 at 8 p.m., please?
Notice the structure. It's soft. It's not direct. Using could or I'd like instantly raises your status. The staff treats you with more respect because you are showing respect.
Ryan, did you make any special requests?
I did. In the real call, I asked for a quiet corner. I said, "We have a business meeting, so could we request a quiet table?"
That is a power phrase. Explaining why you want something increases the chance they will say yes.
Exactly. Thomas, what about you?
Me? Let me think. The last time I went out to dinner was at the new Thai food restaurant, and I asked for a table by the window. I simply asked, "Is it possible to get a table with a view?"
Good choice. I've been to that restaurant, and the views are beautiful. Okay, listeners, I want you to be part of this conversation right now. Think about your last dining experience. Did you book a table, or did you just walk in? Pause the audio for a second. In the comments, I want you to write exactly what you would say to book a table for your family for next Friday. You can use the phrase, "I'd like to make a reservation for." Writing it down helps your brain remember it.
All right, fast forward. You arrive at the restaurant. The host is there. This is the first face-to-face interaction.
The host asked me, "Do you have a reservation?" Simple, right? And I replied, "Yes, it's under Ryan Smith."
It's under. That is the key phrase. It means the booking is under that name.
Now, here's a pro tip. I always speak slowly and clearly when I give my name. Why? Because sometimes people write Lion instead of Ryan. It happens all the time.
That reminds me of a brilliant story. Once, at a busy restaurant in London, I arrived and said Thomas. It was loud. They wrote down tuna.
No way.
Yes. 10 minutes later, the host shouted in front of everyone, "Table for tuna." I looked around, nobody moved, and then I realized I was tuna. It was incredibly embarrassing, but we had a good laugh.
That is hilarious. See? Even English teachers have awkward moments. So, after I gave my name and established I wasn't a fish, the host showed us the table. I always say, "Thank you very much."
Politeness goes a long way. But Ryan, what if the table is terrible? What if they put you next to the restroom or the kitchen door?
That's a pain point for a lot of people. They're afraid to complain, but you can do it politely. You can say, "Is this table free?" pointing to a better one. Or, "Could we sit over there? It looks a bit quieter."
And if you want to settle in before ordering, use this phrase. Could we see the menu, please?
Let's build that muscle memory. We are going to say these phrases, and I want you to repeat them out loud wherever you are. Don't be shy. Ready? Here we go. Listen and repeat. It's under. Add your name here. Try this one. This table is perfect. Could we sit over there? Could we see the menu, please? Great job. Feeling confident? Let's get a drink. When we sat down, the waiter came over almost immediately. He asked, "Can I get you something to drink?"
This is usually the first test. I said, "I'd like a lemonade, please." I always choose lemonade when I'm nervous or undecided. It's a safe choice, and every country has some version of it.
I stuck with water, but I added a specific detail. I said, could we have ice with it? In the U.S., ice is standard. In Europe, not always.
Very true. If you are in the UK or France and you want ice, you must ask for it. I remember ordering iced tea in a small village cafe once. They served me a piping hot cup of Earl Grey tea, with one single ice cube floating in it.
That sounds unappealing. So, when you go to a restaurant, ordering water can be a little different depending on the country. In the US and the UK, water usually comes cold and often with ice. And here's a tip. You can ask for tap water. That's water from the tap, and it's usually free. Sometimes the waiter will ask, tap water or bottled water? And then you just choose what you want. In many European countries, it's different. Water is not always free and ice is less common. Usually, you have to ask for still water if you want no bubbles, or sparkling water if you want bubbles. So, knowing these little differences will help you feel more confident and enjoy your meal wherever you go.
So, being specific prevents disappointment. You need to ask clearly, can I have a Coke with lots of ice, please? Do you have any fresh juices? Let's analyze the grammar for a second. We don't say, give me a Coke. We say, can I have? Or I'd like. This small change shifts the dynamic from a demand to a request, which makes the waiter like you more. And when the waiter likes you, the service is better. It's a win-win. We are going to do more shadowing with these sentences. Imagine you are the waiter asking and repeat after me. Can I get you something to drink? I'd like a lemonade, please. Could we have ice with it? Do you have any fresh juices? Well done. You have your drink. Now, let's look at the food. The menu can be overwhelming. There are so many words, sometimes in Italian or French. Don't panic. To start our meal, I asked the waiter a very powerful question. What do you recommend for starters?
This is great because it uses the authority of the waiter. They know what is fresh. They know what the kitchen does best. The waiter suggested garlic bread and bruschetta.
I went for the garlic bread. But then, I had to ask a safety question. Is the soup vegetarian?
This is crucial. If you have allergies, you're not being difficult. You are being safe. You must agitate the problem to get a clear solution. You can say, does this contain nuts? Or is there any dairy in this?
Absolutely. I have a friend who is allergic to peanuts. She once asked a waiter, are there peanuts in this sauce? The waiter said, I don't think so. She didn't accept that. She used a stronger phrase, could you please check with the chef? I have a severe allergy.
That's a great phrase. Could you please check with the chef? It removes the doubt.
We want to know about you. Do you have any allergies or foods you hate? I hate cilantro. I always ask for no cilantro, please. Tell us in the comments. What is one food you always avoid? Practice writing, Does this dish contain this ingredient?
Let's practice these safety phrases. They might save your life, or at least your dinner. Remember, listen carefully and repeat after me. I'll give you a few seconds, but if you need, pause the recording and do it your own pace. Let's go with the first sentence. What do you recommend for starters? Could you tell me more about this dish? Does this contain nuts or dairy? Could you please check with the chef? All right, it's the main event, the main course. I decided on the spaghetti carbonara.
And I went for the grilled salmon with vegetables.
Now, I like spicy food, but not too spicy. So I asked, is this dish spicy? It's better to ask now than to be crying later while you eat.
I was worried about the size. In America, portions are huge. In Europe, they can be smaller. So I asked, is this enough for one person?
Or, if you aren't very hungry, use this phrase. Could I get a smaller portion? Or, do you have a half portion?
Let's listen to how we actually place the order. Notice how we connect the sentences.
Are you ready to order?
Yes, I think so. For the main course, I'll have the spaghetti carbonara, please.
Excellent choice. And for you, sir?
I'll take the grilled salmon. But does that come with fries or salad?
It comes with fries, sir.
Could I swap the fries for steamed vegetables, please?
Certainly. Anything else?
Actually, could I get some extra Parmesan cheese on the side?
Of course. I'll put that order in for you.
Did you catch the swap? Could I swap the fries for vegetables? This is the secret to getting exactly what you want. Swap means to exchange one thing for another.
And notice Ryan said, I'll have the spaghetti. He did not say, I want spaghetti. He also didn't say, give me water.
Right. Give me is for robbers in movies. Could I have is for gentlemen in restaurants.
Also, look at how Ryan asked for cheese. Could I get some extra cheese on the side? On the side is a magic phrase. It means they bring it in a separate little bowl, so you control how much you use.
This is the most common part of the conversation. Let's perfect it with some shadowing practice. Repeat after me. I'll have the grilled salmon, please. Does this come with salad or fries? Could I swap the fries for vegetables? Could I get some extra sauce on the side? Is this dish very spicy?
The food arrives. It looks amazing. You want to show appreciation. It builds a connection with the staff. I said, this looks delicious.
But let's be real. Sometimes things go wrong. What if the food is cold? Or it's the wrong dish? This is where many English learners freeze. They stay silent and pay for food they don't like because they don't want to make a scene. We want to empower you to speak up. The principle here is reciprocity. You are paying. They want you to be happy. If there's a problem, wave the waiter over and say politely, "Excuse me, I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered.
Use the phrase "I'm afraid." It softens the blow. It's very British. It doesn't mean you are scared. It means I am sorry to tell you this, but I'm afraid this soup is a bit cold. Could you warm it up for me?
But let's assume everything is great. I wanted more bread to dip in my pasta sauce. I asked, could we get some extra bread? Most restaurants are happy to bring more.
And keep the water flowing. Excuse me, could we have some more water, please? Once, I asked for more bread in a restaurant in Italy, and the waiter brought a basket the size of a car tire. We had bread for 3 days.
Better too much than too little.
Let's practice the compliments and the complaints. Repeat after me. This looks delicious. Excuse me, could we get some extra bread? I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered. Everything tastes amazing. How did the practice go? I hope you liked it. Remember to repeat it as many times as you need to gain confidence. Now let's move on to the final part of our visit to the restaurant, desserts and the bill. The plates are cleared. You are full, but there is always room for dessert. I asked, can we see the dessert menu, please?
I was too full for a whole cake, so I suggested, could we share one dessert? This is a great social strategy. It's intimate and friendly. We shared a chocolate cake.
And I ordered a coffee. I'd like a cup of tea, please. Or coffee. Now, the difficult part for some people. Money.
In the U.S., we say check. Could we get the check, please? In the U.K., Thomas, what do you say?
We say bill. Could we have the bill, please? Both are understood everywhere, so don't worry too much.
Now, the payment. This varies by culture. I asked, do you accept credit cards? And then the big question, tipping. In the U.S., you must tip. It's not optional. Usually 18% to 20%.
In the UK and Europe, it's often included, or you leave 10%. If you want to leave a tip on the card, you can ask, could you add a 10% tip? Or if paying cash, keep the change. Thank you.
And what if you are with friends and want to pay for just your own food? You say, can we split the bill? Or could we pay separately?
Be careful. In some fancy restaurants, they don't like splitting the bill. But it never hurts to ask. I remember once forgetting to ask, and my friends and I spent 20 minutes doing complex mathematics on a napkin. It ruined the mood. Ask the waiter to do it for you.
Let's finish strong. Repeat these money phrases. Can we see the dessert menu, please? Could we share one dessert? Could we have the bill, please? Can we split the bill? Keep the change, thank you. And that's it. We have taken you from the phone call to the final payment. You now have the scripts to handle reservations, complex orders, allergies, and even mistakes with food.
Think of these phrases as tools in your backpack. You don't need to carry the whole dictionary, just these essential tools. Let's do a quick recap of the golden rules. 1. Politeness. Use could I and I'd like. 2. Specificity. Ask for exactly what you want, ice, sauce on the side. 3. Confidence. If there is a problem, say I'm afraid. And ask for a solution.
Remember the principle of consistency. If you practice these phrases today, you are more likely to use them tomorrow.
Before we finish, we have a challenge for you. Next time you go to a restaurant, even if it's in your own country, try to think of the English phrase for what you are ordering.
And right now, scroll down to the comment section. We want you to imagine you are at your dream restaurant. What are you ordering? Write it out. I'll be reading the comments to see who orders the most delicious meal. Thank you so much for joining us on Learn Speak English. See you in the next episode. Enjoy your food and enjoy your English.
Bye-bye.